The way that Julius Malema's people are so very upset to the point where they're hurling insults at us left, right, and center because we did not want to vote for Julius Malema and his open border policy into power is honestly something that's so amusing. It's honestly something that's so amusing because it reveals to me the manner in which some, not all, but some EFF supporters are just parrots who regurgitate the statements of the EFF and expect people to accept those statements and to vote the EFF in power based on those statements. I want to preface this video by saying that there's a reason why in South Africa we have a multi-party system. We have a multi-party system because we have the right, okay, as South Africans to vote and choose whichever party that we want to vote for based on that party's manifesto and also based on the core values and beliefs of the political leaders of those political parties. And in saying that, it is absolutely out of pocket for most of you to be attacking us in the comment section, to be attacking us left, right, and center because we did not want to eat the BS that Julius Malema was serving. So guys, you do know that on Friday I released a video just expressing my gratitude to South Africans for not voting Julius Malema into power. And obviously, I cited that the main reasons why we chose not to do that was because of the open border policy, right? So we do know that leading up to the elections, obviously, Julius Malema has been receiving a lot of backlash regarding the open border policy. And then the EFF then came on to try to sort of pull the veil over our eyes and to save themselves at the last minute by saying that by open border policy, they referred to open trade and not, in fact, open borders. Now, the EFF thought that we, as the smart South Africans that we are, would just eat this crap up just like their minions always do, right? And then their minions came onto our videos and started saying that no, we do not possess the same level of intelligence as they do, because when the EFF said open border policy, they meant that open trade would in fact be why the borders would be open and not for the flow of human beings, right? I went on Google because for me, and I think the vast majority of people who did not vote for the EFF, we are incredibly smart and we do our research and we know the things that we speak about. We don't just come on here and like parrots regurgitate the statements that Julius Malema says. So I went and I Googled what does in fact the term open border mean. The term open border applies only to the flow of people, not the flow of goods and services, and only to the borders between political jurisdictions, not to the mere boundaries of privately owned property, okay? Now that is a definition that you will see throughout the Cambridge Dictionary. If you search on Google, you will see that open borders tends to refer to, either the flow of people or the flow of both goods and services, okay? In no way, shape, or form does the term open border policy exclude the form of people. So when you refer to open border policy, you are referring to the flow of people as well. Now, if this is the basis by which you guys are trying to defend the open border policy of Julius Malema, it shows that you guys are in fact the ones that are not educated. You guys are in fact the ones that are not intellectual, and you guys are in fact the ones that do not know what you're speaking about. And I wanted to clear this up because it's absolutely so infuriating to be reading comments from all of these people, you know, listening to what some of them are saying when they know absolutely nothing about what they're speaking about. Most EFF supporters are under the impression that majority of the people who do not vote EFF do not possess the same level of intelligence as they do, yet they do not know how to distinguish between open borders and open trade. The same people who do not know how to distinguish between two very, very extremely simple things, open border and open trades, are the same ones who rush to every comment section and insult people on their level of intelligence. Where do EFF supporters get the audacity, the mere audacity, when all they are minions and puppets to the EFF who just regurgitate their statements? Right? And another thing that the EFF supporters need to do, guys, is to stop telling us that just because we didn't vote for the EFF, we all of a sudden praise white people, or we value being European or Europeans as higher than the average black person. It does not. Just because we did not vote for the EFF does not mean that we went and voted for white parties, does not mean that we want our people to suffer, does not mean that we do not want economic, emancipation. And this is the very same reductivism that is present in most mindsets of the people who vote for EFF that is absolutely infuriating. And by reductivism, I'm going to make just one simple example. Most of the comments that you will see in everybody's video who does not want to vote for the EFF, will never vote for the EFF. You'll find EFF supporters saying, if you did not vote for the EFF, it means that you like being under white rule. If you did not vote for the EFF, it means you hate your African brothers and sisters. If you did not vote for the EFF, it means that you do not want financial and economic emancipation. That is the very core of reductivism, to reduce things to such a simple stance. There can be no other factors why we did not vote for the EFF. The only factor why we did not vote for the EFF is only because we hate black people, we love white people, and we do not want economic emancipation. And then these are the same people who will go around telling other people that they do not value or possess the same level of intelligence that they do. We need to stop doing this as a black people. We need to stop doing this because we have got a multi-party system in South Africa, because for the mere fact that if you do not want to vote for a specific party because maybe their values, their cause or beliefs do not align with yours, you can then go and vote for another party that you feel would better represent your needs, basically, and your values as a South African. I challenge each and every person over here to just take or speak with one EFF supporter and just ask them to explain for 10 marks. Just ask them to explain for 10 marks,